What's up guys, TheMainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. Isn't that amazing? I always wish for positive things to my audience. I am a moral person. But all joking aside, I do hope you're all doing awesome, enjoying Tekken 7, and that you had an awesome new year. So, for this video I'm gonna talk about my own tier list. Yes, this online Tekken playing scrub has made his own tier list, and this is because a lot of people, after I posted that Mishima tier list, they were like, oh please make a full tier list, please, please. And I'm like, well, okay. I mean, compared to the people who usually make these tier lists, you know, like Speed Kicks or Ni or Kudans or JDCR or Anakin, whatever, like these amazing players, I mean, I don't know like a tenth of the stuff they know, but I'm still for fun going to make a tier list and because people wanted to see it. So I'm gonna start by showing this picture here. Boom! An online spammers tier list. And in S tier I put Dragunov and Devil Jin. So why did I put Dragunov and Devil Jin at the top? Devil Jin, as I said in my Mishima tier list, is pretty much a perfect character. He can do everything, and his arsenal of tools, each and every move. For example, if you took his top 10 or top 15 moves, those moves are probably stronger than any other character's top 10 or 15 moves. I mean, they are just too good, you know. Fantastic character and very all-round. And then we have Dragunov at S tier. And likewise for him, extremely all-round, and his moves are also insanely powerful. Do I even have to mention while running 2? I mean, how powerful isn't that move? You know, and down 2, it's a tracking low poke, or homing, rather. And just a very complete package. And just to compare him to Devil Jin, Dragunov, I mean, also his moves are amazingly good, but one would say that Dragunov has more moves and strings that are viable compared to Devil Jin. Dragunov's arsenal of tools is broader than Devil Jin's, but Devil Jin's, sure, the moves are fewer, but my god are they strong. So Dragunov and Devil Jin at S tier. And then I have A+ tier. Yeah, I made my own categorization here. So right beneath S tier, I put A+, and there we have Fengwei, Brian, Steve, Leo, and Jack. And first off, I want to say Jack 7, a lot of people, when I've checked out the top players tier lists, they usually put Jack quite low. They put him in like A or B, I mean, usually around mid-tier. And to me, I just don't understand this. Of course, I understand what his weaknesses are, and they are quite big. I mean, his backdash is pretty damn good, but he has no sidestep because his hitbox is so large, you know, he's so big, Jack. So he can't really sidestep out of pressure, you know, or sidestep punish stuff. It's very hard to do with Jack. And he has no panic button. You know, if someone's pressuring Jack in his face, he has no awesome panic tool to get out of that. But I mean, his turtling, his keep out, the down forward 2, you know, it's amazing mid moves, lows. I mean, forward 1, front crouch, down back 1, forward 2 counter hit. I mean, his throw game, I'm sorry, but sure, he has some defensive problems, but Jack's offensive options just immediately put him in high tier, in my opinion. And then I put Leo there, who I feel I don't have to justify that. So many amazing moves. I mean, down for 2+4 on its own, back 1 for 2 string. Her down for 2 is amazing. I mean, a very all-round complete character, super damaging 50-50. She has it all, you know, amazing character. And Steve, his counter hit launchers, I mean, you can't turtle anymore against Steve, you know, his F3, crouch into blue spark forward 2, you know, do that, you know, into unblock another forward 3, forward 2, it's unblockable, it's guaranteed, you know, the #1 turtle breaker, insane pressure, He got an orbital, which really helps him. I mean, just overall, such a strong character. And then Brian, I'm gonna show the list again. Brian, extremely hard character, like insanely hard. But if you have the skills and the right mindset, there's no denying he's insanely strong. Again, very complete character. Jet upper for a -14 launch punish and easy mode as well. Forward back 2 is very easy to buffer from a block. And of course he has his taunt game, which makes him insanely unique and able to punish tech rolls and you know, a lot of other different, you know, get up options. He can punish that like no one else, you know. If you have inhuman execution, Brian is such a beast. And then Feng Wei, because Feng Wei to me, it's like almost I want to put him in S tier, him and Leo, but they're not as strong. He's not as strong as Dragunov and Devil Jin, but he is for sure up there. I mean, in my opinion, like top 3, 4, 5, something like that. He's just super all-round character, has fantastic defense, fantastic offense. I mean, he pokes like no one else. And then it's like, oh my god, he has these defensive moves as well, you know, like up for 2 where he steps, you know, back 3+4. I don't know what the step is called, but he steps back, and from that he can do a hop kick launch and or a 2, you know, for that knockdown into shoulder. And how good isn't back 1 in this game? You know, with the system change where if you and your opponent's attacks collide, you know, you hit on the very same frame, it's counter hit in this game. It wasn't counter hit in previous games. So now of course he gets that back 1 knockdown and he gets that fucking tackle, Iron Mountain. 24/7. He's so strong. Okay, and now we can go to, oh sorry, to A tier, which is below those 2 tiers. And here I've put Master Raven, Eddie, Hwoarang, Ling Xiaoyu, Paul, Kazumi, King, Heihachi, Jin, Josie, and Law. And I'm not going to go into huge detail here because otherwise this video is going to be longer than me going and taking a dump while reading forums, you know. And that means it's going to take forever, and that was probably the most cringe-inducing and lame joke I've ever heard. I mean, I even tried, and that's the sad part. But so, okay, Master Raven, great space control, and combo damage like no one else. I mean, is it the highest in the game? Could be. Eddie, god of mix-ups, but a lot of like legit good tools as well, you know, like sidestep 3+4, up forward 4. Hwoarang, yeah, I mean, do I even have to go into detail? His backlash alone is like a mini rage art in my opinion. Or a rage drive, it's just insane. Forward 4 really helps him. Yeah, I mean, the stuff he had a hard time with before, he does really well in this game. Just a really solid character. Ling Xiaoyu, better crushing than in previous games, which helps her a lot, but she also got better frames. Well, I mean, better frames. They made her Art of Phoenix 2-1 natural combo. It's only -10. That's stupid good. And of course, her Art of Phoenix 4-3 quickly. That knockdown low is just amazing. Her rage drive is probably the best in the game. Unseeable low launcher. Yeah, that alone puts her in A tier. Or A+. I mean, it's one of those characters that I could easily put in a higher tier. And same with Paul. Easy to use. Absurd damage. Just absurd. His demo man is insane. Sure, it's launch punishable, but it's like impossible to step almost. Does 1 million damage on its own and always manages to put you on the wall. Death Fist, if someone's using it well, it can be hard to punish. And if you play a character that can't punish Death Fist, well, good luck to you, sir. Paul is a beast in this game. Kazumi is a monster, down back 4, down forward 1-2. She got a small nerf a while ago. Let's see, I'm gonna show this again. She got a small nerf on the range of her down forward 1, but she's still a god of poking. If you have fundamentals, Kazumi is just godlike. Also a character I could put in higher tier perhaps. King is a beast in this game. Tekken 7, you know, it's just the fact that his Shining Wizard, you know, is running throw, scales now depending on number of combo hits. When you go for that now and you catch someone mid-air doing a hop kick, that Shining Wizard does like 45 damage or something like that. I mean, just that system change alone makes King into such a beast. And Giant Swing being harder to tech, his while running free knee is really good. Forward 2-1, you know, Armor King's old move. Now it's not even punishable on block, it's -9, and he can mix it up with a mid. Forward 2 down 1. Crazy stuff. He got Armor King's down 3, which really helped him out. His damage is insane. His Okiseme after the Shining Wizard in a combo is crazy. King thrives in Tekken 7. And then Heihachi, really strong, I mean, superb match control, unrivaled almost when it comes to mids, poking and pressure in general. Forward 3, could it be the best mid in the game? Well, one of them. I mean, its tracking is not very good. An amazing character. And Jin Kazama, super all-around, super strong, but not quite a Devil Jin. And you could say that his parry gives him unlimited potential, but you're not an AI, and neither am I, you know. A robot playing Jin could do the perfect parry at all times, you know, but it's got unlimited potential, but you would need unlimited awesomeness to be able to utilize that in the perfect way. Josie, quite underestimated as well, in my opinion, in tier lists. Just very solid, damaging, great magic 4, you know, just like Bruce. Her CD3 is a retarded good low. Mix that up with CD2, which crushes amazingly well and does 1 million damage. Great panic move in up 4, it's completely safe. And her mix-ups from down forward 4, you know, which she goes into Muay Thai stance is amazing. 13 frame while standing punish. She's got awesome stuff. Martial law, one of the few who can, just like Paul and Mishima's and Brian, you know, 14 frame punish, launch punish with 3+4. He got that in this game, so 3+4, which is an amazing tool. Huge damage with a wall, great poking. Law is just overall a very solid character. So that was it for S, A+, and A, and then we are at B+, and here I've put Gigas, Asuka, Lily, Shaheen, Kazuya, Nina, Claudio, Alisa, and Miguel. And of course, if you saw my Mishima tier list, I put, if I rank the Mishimas, it's Devil Jin, Jin, Heihachi, Kazuya. So if I've put a character in the middle, you know, like Paul at A, that doesn't mean I feel like Paul is stronger than the other characters. There's no specific order to them. Gigas, I feel, is most people put him at the bottom of a barrel tier, but I feel, I mean, he has a lot of shitty frames, of course, but he's one of those characters I feel like we haven't seen his full potential yet. I think there's more than meets the eye to Gigas. I think he's a reasonably strong character if you play him the right way, and we've seen some good players do well with him. So, and then I put Asuka, amazing keep out with back 3. In general, her defensive and keep out stuff is just stupid good. Sidestep 4, for example, is just amazing. Solid character, but her offense, of course, could be better. And then we have Lily, which is a very solid character. I mean, I'm not an expert on Lily, but I know that we saw two Lilies in the Korean, was it Tekken World Tour Finals? So don't underestimate that character. Shaheen is basically, Cyrox said he's a better Claudio. And I mean, perhaps he is. I'm gonna talk about Claudio at the same time. They are these two characters who got these amazing hop kicks, but Claudio's being slightly better. But Claudio, of course, has these retarded like mid moves, like forward free, you know, which is basically a perfect attack almost. But he lacks the lows, which makes him very hard to play at a higher level. Claudio does well early on, but when you reach the highest level, Claudio's very hard to play, with only sidestep 4 as his viable low. So that's why I put him quite low. His pressure strings aren't very good as well. But Shaheen, he's more versatile in his options. He has that. He also has some pretty damn decent mids. He has an orbital up forward 3. He has a hop kick. He has a pretty decent down forward 1. He has a slide, you know, like Law. A more versatile character than Claudio, I'd say. Kazi, I'm not going to go into. You can hear that in my Mishima tier list. Nina, amazing pressure. She does so many things well, but she's just a bit too punishable, in my opinion. I'm not an expert on Nina. Alyssa, also a very solid character, but I like get the same impression as Nina, that it's kind of hard to get the huge damage going. No, not really. You can play Alyssa safely, but once you want that big damage, you have to take big risks, and that hurts the character. And then Miguel, who used to be quite a solid character in previous games, and he's still solid in this game. It's just that they shrunk his arms, so he has much worse range than he initially had. And that's quite sad, because his 2-1 punish used to be like one of the best, was it an 11 frame punish? One of the best 11 frame punishes. Just such an amazing move, but now he's got shorter range. And Miguel with shorter arms, yeah, it's gonna be hard to play. But still a solid character. And then let's see. Oh god, I'm spoiling my entire list. Okay, well, we're going to take everything at once. B and C. So at B, I put Katerina, Akuma, Lars, Lee, Lucky Crowy, and then at C, I put Kuma. So Katerina, in my opinion, is quite a bad character. She's super punishable. Her options aren't very versatile. I mean, you have a couple of cute strings like 112, 111. Her down forward 1 is really good. It's got great range. But you don't have a lot to mix that up with. And her low options are quite laughable. Her down back 3 is launch punishable. And it's kind of nice to mix up people with. At wall, I mean, it gives guaranteed up forward 4. That does a lot of damage, but some people can actually block that on reaction, and then it's gonna hurt a lot. And it's going to be very hard to get in, but she has the best hop kick in the game. No, Claudia has the best hop kick in the game, but Katerina has the longest ranged hop kick in the game. Akuma, in the right hands, and if you have amazing execution, we all know he can do amazing damage from like a 10 frame punish or whatever. Yeah, you're going to need amazing execution, and he's so punishable. He's so punishable, and he does the Street Fighter stuff, but all the moves that are like Tekken, you know, like he was while standing 4-4, forward, forward 4, down forward 1-1, you know, all of that stuff that's the key, his key normal moves, you know. They are very they're not very spectacular. Like, they're really weak, in my opinion. I didn't put Geese Howard in this list, but in my opinion, he's just much stronger than Akuma. Geese would probably go quite high on this list. And then we have Lars. Removal of down for 2 hurt him so much. Down for 2-1 is not nearly as good. It's actually quite bad, I'd say. Not much happened to the character. They nerfed the crushing and upward 3 and upward 4. That also hurt him a lot. Yeah, I mean, down for 2 hurt this character. He has to take risks to get big damage, and it's a struggle playing Lars. Lee, not a lot happened to this character as well in his transition to this game. He has pretty decent damage, but you have to work very hard for it. His other options, I mean his lows, down 3, down back 3, just his tools. I just feel like in this game every character got buffed, you know? Every character that was in Tag 2 who came into Tekken 7 felt like it was suddenly playing under God mode. But Lars and Lee, they missed this God mode transition. They can't keep up. Like, no amazing new things, no buffed properties. Yeah, Lee is a struggle, although Help Me does really well. And same thing with Lucky Chloe. Well, she's a new character, but she's not very strong on paper, but you still see Yeon Ding do really well with her. She can get amazing damage, but she's so risky. She's tricky, but once people figure out the character, you have to take huge risks to get the damage. And at C, I put, so I'm gonna keep the list up now so we can see it at all times. At C, at last place, I put Kuma because, I mean, he's a great troll character. If you play against someone who doesn't know how to play against Kuma, you could like literally 10-0 them. If you play against people who don't know Kuma, you can troll them to death. He has such weird moves and properties. But when you play against someone who knows Kuma, you're probably playing the most punishable character in the game. You're just gonna get destroyed. And it doesn't help Kuma that his huge hitbox makes some of the most ridiculous combos in the game possible. Like, some characters can just obliterate Kuma due to his hitbox. For example, just Lee, you know, gets at the wall, he can do back 4 into down 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, you know, and other ridiculous stuff. Kazuya's front crouch down for 3+4, his crushing knockdown forward roll, it actually launches Kuma. He gets while standing 4 afterwards. And there are so many examples of this with a lot of characters. If you know your Kuma combos with most characters, you get way more damage than you would on a regular character or a more normal character. So that was it for my tier list. As I said at the beginning, you should take it with a grain of salt. I don't know nearly as much when it comes to Tekken than players who play at tournaments. You know, I'm just an online douchebag from Sweden doing electrics. But for some reason, people thought it could be fun to hear my thought on this. So yeah, I just made this video for fun. Hope you enjoyed it, and take care. I'll see you later.